Why hello everybody, I'm Spencer, also known as Lego Dude 11, and in today's video, this is my Secret Invasion Season 1, hopefully only season, spoiler review. So without further ado, let's discuss. Okay, so first off, a little bit of housekeeping. Got my list of notes here. It's pretty much the only housekeeping I got here today. I'm kicking off my notes because I am done. I'm sick of it. The score, as you may know, this show is done by Chris Bowers. Not done. Composed by Chris Bowers. And I have to say, this was a treat to listen to. I like this theme. It was very eerie sounding. One of my favorite things about the show. I need to go off in a consensus real quick. I really liked this show. By the way, before I finish my first note, the score was really nice. I liked the eeriness that they did for the theme. There were some other tones that kind of worked well with the show. Kind of reminded me in a sense like Loki, how Loki's theme and constant soundtrack really worked with the show. I don't know, like I also the Moon Knight theme, the soundtrack worked for me there, but this one really worked with the vibe of the show. I liked it a lot. Chris Bowers did good. I have never heard him with anything else. I tried to look him up. I should see if he has done anything else. I don't know. But moving along, I have to give a nice consensus or a quick consensus first, because before this show came out, I liked the trailers. I was interested. I was interested in the Secret Invasion concept, and going off of, I have a note here about the characters themselves, the Skrull characters. But I was really interested in the entire show concept, and well, anyway, I was interested in the concept. The trailers really, I was interested, because the thing is, people had not been on board with Phase 4, Quantumania. I like Quantumania for the most part, but there were things about it as an overall movie. Like, there were some interesting things in Quantumania, and then people overall just aren't liking the shows, hit or miss. Like, I love Ms. Marvel, WandaVision, and Loki, and Falcon Winter Soldier just isn't for me. And my friend's sister, I'm going to put this in the video because I think this is so fascinating. My friend's sister hates the show so much. And the finale really frustrated me in a way. Like, the first 5 episodes were really interesting, and the finale was god-awful. But the bloopers in this video. There's things in this show, like the who do you trust scenario, which is so fascinating because that was in the in the trailers, right? Like, who do you trust in the advertisements? Like, I went to New York, right? I was on vacation for New York, right? And they have all these billboards with Secret Invasion and Elemental and this stuff that's coming out, like the Flash. And it was, when I saw Secret Invasion, it was like, who do you trust in all these advertisements? And I was getting so pumped and so excited. And I watched the first episode while we're on vacation, and I blew, like, not just because I was on vacation, but I was excited. I was elevated. I was pumped. And then episode 2, the next week, like, I liked it. Both for 50 minutes. And after that, they totally excluded, like, yeah, let's not pay attention to the run times anymore. Like we're going to tell you it's an hour each, and not really. So that's it. But whatever. To me, I would want them to be an hour long each, but I'm not sure what the reason was. Okay. But the whole who do you trust thing, after I saw this advertisement, was like, this is really cool. I like the flip on its head, because the first episode you see Maria Hill die. I was like, oh, that's too bad. I wanted to see more of her. I thought she was going to be in the show longer, and they kill off her character in the entire MCU. It's quite a shame, but I guess she was just done with Marvel. So yeah, she's gone. We see Rhodey War Machine is back. Not as War Machine, but we get Don Cheadle's role. It's a very unique role because he's playing a Skrull. For spoilers, if you haven't seen the show, this is a spoiler review. But he's a Skrull, which again, nobody knew. Like, I didn't know. Like, it made it seem like he was a Skrull, because from the first, I had no idea he was going to be a Skrull, and I was like, wow, this is great. Like, it's great storytelling and writing until you get to the last episode, and I got a story for that. But the characters are great. We got Nick Fury returning as Samuel L. Jackson returning as Nick Fury. We have Emilia Clarke as Gaia, who is Talos' daughter. Ben Mendelsohn is back as Talos. I swear to God. Anyway, we have Kingsley Ben-Adir as Gravik, the main villain, who does really great acting, but the end twist is, again, messed up. And he's also in Kingsley Benadir's in the Barbie movie, which I can't wait to see. Can't wait to see the movie and his role specifically. But yeah, like the villain, I'm gonna get to that later. The whole twist thing, like I said, there was like, who do you trust with the ending death with Maria Hill? There were some things like that, and the whole bomb aspect. Like I was shocked by that, and I was hoping it might have got resolved. It did. Her death did get resolved. I was like, oh, maybe they'll bring her back. Nah. I mean, they had a funeral. They had her in a casket. Whatever. I'm not saying I don't care about her death. I do care, but I'm just saying it felt. I don't know. The death felt wasted. I wanted more of a, like remember Iron Man? Remember the Iron Man death scene? I wanted more of a celebration, but there wasn't, like a community. Maybe because nobody knew Maria Hill, but I don't know. Maybe she was more notable than, I don't know. I can't even think anymore. But Fury's wife, I want to talk about that, like, because there's so many twists in this show. Like, I don't know. I want to talk about Fury's wife. Fury's wife was confusing to me. The whole show was weird. But like this, I enjoyed some moments. But like Fury's wife was the one, because again, the show is Secret Invasion with the Skrulls, isn't it? Or correct? And this show introduces Fury's wife, who is a Skrull. But I don't know. I'm tugging at myself, going, was this the right move to pull? Like, having Nick Fury's wife, a Skrull, and not seeing her for so long. Like, the fact that we've seen Nick Fury, who is a mysterious man, but, like, I'm going, okay, well, we've seen him in various projects by now, and we, like, haven't seen his wife, any relation. Like, it's not like he picks up the phone and goes, hey, honey, I called in the Avengers today. Sorry, can't come home. You know, it's like that. Like, I understand the fact he's been on Saber up in space, but it's like, well, he can't notify his wife, or there's nothing. Not that I expected him to have a wife, but the fact that she's been around this long with the Skrulls, and the Skrulls are on Earth, is like, well, wait a minute. Couldn't he converse with her? Anyway, it just seems weird, like, until now, and I don't have an issue that she's a Skrull. I don't know. And not that the dialogue was bad between them. I didn't really find this show cringeworthy. I found it bizarrely written. And not written as in Falcon and Winter Soldier written. But anyway. But yeah, the weird... I just thought that the Fury's wife... I didn't care about any of it. Because at the end of the day, I was like, okay, yay, he's in a relationship. Not that I don't want people to be in a relationship, but I didn't think that that was the strongest point of the show. Not that it wasn't a Skrull aspect, but the fact that it was just not the right focus point. His wife's story. Anyway, like I mentioned before, Rhodey is a Skrull. The whole end result there with Rhodey in the finale, that was my biggest enjoyment of the finale, was seeing Rhodey's resolvement and how they resolved all the Skrulls getting, or people who were captured by the Skrulls let out. My favorite thing in the finale. But the Skrulls and the Super Skrulls, tying back into the villain scenario, I dug... Okay, let me back up to the beginning of this video where I said I liked the show, the first 5 episodes. Because when the trailers came out and I said, hey, or not hey, but the show is about the Skrulls, who do you trust, and all this blah blah blah. So, people really didn't like the Skrulls and Captain Marvel, so I thought that this was a chance to actually give us some more, like, evolution, explaining, and all that fun stuff in the show. And I was like, okay, we'll get some more. We kind of do, but we really don't. I feel like some people are like still asking questions more than getting stuff answered to us. And the thing I really liked, I said this earlier about Talos. I forgot to mention. I am really upset that. Remember when I was talking about Maria Hill and said, okay, her character's done. Maybe she wouldn't be done with Marvel. But Talos was like, we had him in Captain Marvel, Spider-Man: Far From Home, and by the way, why was he with shapeshifters Nick Fury? I want to know more about that. And now Talos is gone, and Gaia's here. I have more on Gaia later. But like the Super Skrull thing, we got more of the Super Skrulls, and I was so fascinated about that, right? And they use this twist. This is the other twist in the show that I really was fascinated by. Like, at the end of the show, it was like, you did something so stupid. And then, the fact that they do this Super Skrull story, because from the comics, it's the Fantastic Four's powers, right? It's Mr. Fantastic, Human Torch, Invisible Woman, and the Thing. Which, it's their power. If you don't know their powers, look them up. But it's pretty self-explanatory, except Mr. Fantastic's stretchy. His name's not in the name. So, but what they do in the show is they reveal that they have these 4 powers similar to Fantastic Four, which are, for Human Torch, it's the Extremis guy from Iron Man 3, the Flame People. Groot's powers act as Mr. Fantastic. Cull Obsidian's acts as the Thing, and I forget what Invisible Woman's is. I can't remember. You turn invisible. I don't know, because in Gaia in the finale, she turned invisible, but I couldn't remember what that power was. So anyway, I thought it was kind of unique, because I thought, okay, so they're trying to flip it on its head where it's not Fantastic Four, because they haven't introduced those characters yet. So they're using these other beings in the MCU with that power set. And the idea, or the villain's plan, is that they need the Harvest, right? The Harvest is this, I never heard of it before, but this device that gives the Skrulls the DNA of the Avengers and a plethora of other characters. But it's before I get to the stupid part, it's interesting how the fact that they use these other power sets instead of the Fantastic Four, because they weren't there, or the Fantastic Four aren't introduced in the MCU. Except for Mr. Fantastic, who is in Multiverse of Madness, but not the actual Fantastic Four that hasn't had their movie yet. I'm quite excited to see that movie, but it's a long ways away. So, we get into this. By the way, there's other aspects of this show that I missed. I'm sorry, but I took down a list of notes on the things I wanted to talk about, and now I'm talking about the finale. That just was like, wow. Again, I liked the first 5 episodes. I thought there was stuff that really worked. For me, again, the Fury wife thing didn't really sit with me well. But the finale, like, again, She-Hulk is one that I would turn towards more because of the comedy. Like, I thought that the comedy aspect worked in She-Hulk for her character, as opposed to her twerking in the Avengers movie. Like, that does not sit with me. Like, again, that hasn't happened. But God forbid that they do that. But in this, like, the action in it was well worth. Like, everything they did was great. The spy espionage stuff really was worth it. I thought it was really good and splendid. As I mentioned, my friend's sister says this is on par with Falcon Winter Soldier. I don't think it is, except maybe for the finale. But I don't think that this show, because it wasn't rewritten. Like, if this show had been rewritten and reworked so many times, now maybe it was edited, like, in the edit studio, but, like, Falcon Winter Soldier, they had to, reintroduce, like, do something with the plot line, because it was, like, COVID or a vaccine something, and redub some lines, and I wasn't a big fan of that, so at the end, and the villains in Falcon Winter Soldier was not great at all. But this, it had great espionage, spy stuff with Nick Fury, some great Skrull stuff, and the Super Skrull stuff was really neat. But then they take all the Avengers powers, and Gaia and the Gravik, the villain, both get them, and they have all these not obnoxious, they have all the entire plethora, pantheon of characters, DNA, including Thanos, like the Black Order, all the Avengers, Carol Danvers, Hulk, Thor, Captain America, and it's absurd. And at the end of the day, like, I think it's cool that they mixed all these characters together. Kind of, yeah. Like, I kind of thought, like, it was cool that they had, like, Drax's arm here, and then they're doing something else with the Skrull, like Gaia and the Gravik. And the fight was kind of cool, but I'm like, this is just stupid. Because you have all these powers, and it's stupid. I'm like, so they're so powerful now. It just, I don't know, it's stupid, and I don't know how else to describe it. And I'm just sitting here, like, kind of like Patrick. I'm going, it's dumb and stupid. I don't know. I like the show a lot, but I'd probably just go back and watch She-Hulk over this. Like, the fact that when in the She-Hulk finale, when Todd got the Hulk powers, I'm thinking, Okay, that's dumb. But this is even stupider. Like, remember when She-Hulk went into the building, into the writer's room, and went, "What are you guys doing? Like, what stupid finale is this?" Like, that's how I felt about this. Like, what kind of stupid finale is this? Like, there weren't so many plot lines going on, like in She-Hulk, but there was just a stupid idea in the writer's room, and they went, "Hey, let's use that. Because that's a great idea." I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, and my favorite thing, like I said about the end of the finale, was that all the Skrull, or all the people the Skrulls captured, like Rhodey, Everett K. Ross, the president guy from Black Panther is back, and who else was there? The guy that Nick Fury captured at the beginning with the beard, another woman, other people. But yeah, it was great to see them, that they got out, and my favorite thing in the finale, and then Nick Fury leaves in space with his wife, that she's finally, then they kiss, and she turns into a Skrull, and they leave in outer space, I guess to show that they're going to the Marvels, but is his wife going to be in the Marvels? I don't know, and I don't care, but whatever. So that's how the show ends, and oh my god, like I said, I'm threatened. I'm interested to watch the finale again, just to like watch that fight, because the fight was kind of interesting. It was just the whole plot was stupid. I had to mention something. This show, before I give you my rating, if you guys don't know already, I'm more of a DC Marvel, way more MCU fan than I am a DC fan, and now that I'm not excited for the DC reboot, I am. But Marvel vibes with me more than DC does, but it still doesn't mean that this show was a miss. Like, this show was a miss, but I would watch this over any DC thing any day. And if you have a criticism towards that, I'm sorry, but I would watch this over any MCU or Disney Plus, over any DC thing. Same with She-Hulk, same with Miss Marvel I like. So anyway, same with Eternals, same with Quantumania. But my rating for this, gosh, with that weird rating, or with that weird finale, I just don't know what to rank this show. Like, I'm gonna go a 5 out of 10. I'm gonna go right in the middle, actually. I'm gonna say this is a 5 out of 10. With that finale, I liked the first 5 episodes, but the finale was god awful. I don't know. If it was, say the finale was so good that I could have made this show a 7 out of 10, or maybe a 9. Maybe even a 9. Maybe it would have been a 7, but it's a 5. It's right in the middle. And you guys might have it lower, but it's a 5. It's right in the middle, because I wanted this show. It was getting so good, and then it was like, ugh, you're kidding me. Like, I'm so excited for Loki Season 2, but if they drop the ball on that, like, once they get to Loki Season 2 and the Marvels, and Echo, don't even get me started on Echo, but I'm going to watch those, and maybe, because after the Marvels ends, right, then the Marvels and Echo are in November, then comes Deadpool 3, is the next thing. Hopefully by then, we're shaking things up. But, I want the Marvels to be good. Loki Season 2, I want that to be good. I love Season 1. But maybe Deadpool 3 can kill the Fox universe and be like, hey guys, we're actually doing multiverse stuff, right? Yeah. But I don't know. I just don't know what happened with the show finale. 5 out of 10. Wow. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry to you. You probably thought the same, but yeah, what a shocker. What a shocker. So, don't forget to hit that. Let me know what you thought of my Secret Invasion spoiler review. If you haven't seen the show yet, I'm sorry I spoiled it a lot. But don't forget to leave a like. Go check it out if you haven't. It's the dumbest finale ever. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and follow me over at Boba Fett Jedi Master. The link is down below, and check whatever's popping up here. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm, play Let It Go, and watch stuff. And don't forget to keep calm. And I just said that. Bye, everyone. Peace out. Bye, everyone.